Hey guys, so let's continue with our AWS journey. So as we have already know that AWS is a cloud platform that provides services on rental basis like compute services, network services, storage services, and database services, managed Kubernetes services and container services. So all those provided by the AWS cloud. It is one of the major cloud in the industry. And AWS basically works on pay as you go model. It means we do not need to spend too much on our physical infrastructure. Instead, we can rent out the solution from the AWS and then we can use it for our requirement. Also, it provides flexibility and durability in terms of use. The example is if we need one server today and tomorrow if we need another server, then very quickly we can scale our infrastructure to meet with the requirement. And another day, if we do not need those additional servers, we can scale it down. So that kind of automation also we can do with the help of AWS. While managing the scale up and scale down facility on the on-premises system is really difficult and it requires a huge upfront cost. Okay. So in this series of AWS, today I'm going to show you a demo on one of the infrastructure as a service that is EC2. Okay. So there are three types of models when we talk about the cloud computing. First, we have infrastructure as a service that is known as then we have platform as a service, PaaS, and then we have a software as a service, SaaS. Okay. So this infrastructure as a service, in this kind of services, we do rental the server and we configure those server based on our requirement. Okay. The next option, PaaS, platform as a service. There we have a platform and we can use it that platform and we can pay for the subscription basis. Third option also software as a service. There you are using the software and paying a monthly subscription. Okay. Few examples. Software as a service, you can say Microsoft Office 365, where you have to pay a subscription fees and then you can use it. Next, the platform as a service, you can say like Google Play Store or Apple App Store, where you can deploy your application, but you don't need to manage the internal platform. The last one, infrastructure as a service. Here, you need to manage operating system, all of the application, everything basically you need to manage on your own. But the entire physical infrastructure will be managed by the cloud provider. Okay. So the service that we are going to talk about today is infrastructure as a service. Okay. So let's deep dive into it. So I am here into my cloud account, AWS account, and we can explore the services. So here I can already see that I have frequently used the services, or you can click on view all services. So here you can see all of the services provided by AWS. More or less, it are the AWS basically provides 300 plus services. Okay. So here also you can see the categories. So we have to talk about this EC2 service that you can found under compute category. Okay. So here we have this compute category service EC2. What is the full form of EC2? It's Elastic Compute Cloud. It's basically an infrastructure service where you can rent out a server from AWS and you can use it for your purpose. Okay, the purpose could be anything. Either you can deploy an application on it or you can host a database on it. Okay, anything. It's completely up to you. You can do any kind of processing in there. So, how to launch a AWS virtual server or a AWS EC2 instance? You need to go to your EC2 console. This is known as the EC2 console. Then you have to click on this launch instance button. You will be seeing here. So once you click on that button, it's going to show you this kind of long configuration page. Here you need to provide your server configuration. It's you can assume this process, like assume you are going to market to purchase a server. So Before purchasing the server, you need to tell the specification what are the things you want in your server. Let's say you need to specify, I want a Windows server. Okay, I want two gigabyte of RAM. Then you have to explain, okay, that how much storage you want, 20 GB, 30 GB, 100 GB, 1000 GB. Those details you need to specify. So same thing we need to specify here. First of all, we need to give it a name. So I can say my first instance. I'm just giving it a name identifier. You can also give it anything, it's your choice. Then you need to select your operating system. So there are lots of operating systems available in AWS Cloud. So the frequent one you can see here, like the Linux or Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, SUSE Linux. If you want more, you can click on browse more AMIs. Okay, what is AMI? AWS call them as Amazon Machine Image, AMI. So it is, the pre-configured image that contains the operating system and some other packages. Packages means some other softwares. So now you have two options either here. Either you can select this bare EMIs. Bare image means here you will be only getting the operating system. Nothing will be there. Okay. Like you can choose Red Hat, but they will only provide the operating system and it will be a blank operating system, blank server, nothing will be installed there. But if you are looking for a custom solution, assume that you want some of the software that should be pre-configured inside it. Okay, then you can use this marketplace EMIs. Here, some vendors have provided these EMIs. For example, I need a server with that is pre-configured with Splunk. Splunk means it's already installed Splunk. We just install the server and we can use this Splunk. So you can use this server. You can use this EMI. Otherwise, if you use this EMI, the bare EMIs, then you need to install Splunk on your own. Okay, but here, if you go with the marketplace, they provide you the managed solution. Okay, so there are lots of options we have. You can also based on your category, you can select the solutions. Assume I want DevOps AMIs. So you can just click on DevOps and you will be able to get it there. Like assume if you quickly go down, like all these are the applications or the software. You can choose what you want. Assume I want a server that is configured with WordPress. I can select WordPress, or it also provides you with the Jenkins image as well. You can search here. So as we know that Jenkins is a CI/CD server. So if you need a Jenkins ready server, you can select this Jenkins on Ubuntu. Okay, Jenkins on CentOS, Jenkins on Windows Server, anything. Okay, so it's completely your requirement. If you need a AMI that is configured with some software, or okay, you were saying okay, I don't want it. I will set up my server on my own. Then you can go with the bare AMI. Okay, you can select anyone. I'm gonna select this Amazon Linux AMI. Okay, so it's selected. Now you need to select the architecture, whether you want a 64-bit x86 architecture or 64-bit ARM architecture. Okay, we'll talk about these things later. Then you have to select the type of the instance. Type of the instance means how much power you want. So there are lots of options we have. AWS has given them a name, like there is a T2 nano type that provides you half gigabyte of memory, T2 micro 1 GB of memory, T2 dot small 2 GB, T2 dot medium 4 GB, and keep on increasing. But here we need to keep the thing in mind that the more powerful server you pick up, the more pricing you have to pay. So if you are learning AWS very first, so you can create your account and that will provide you free tier access. AWS runs a program called free tier access. There it provides you some of the services free of cost for the learning purpose. But in that only few types are selected available. So one of them is T2.micro. So you can, if you choose tutorial micro, you will not be charged. Okay. But if you go with the higher version, you have to obviously pay for. Okay. Then here we need to create the key pair. What is the key pair? Key pair basically will allow you to log into your server once your server is launched. Okay, it will basically an authentication mechanism, the public and private key. So either I can create a new key pair, I can name it my test instance key. Okay, it's up to you, whatever name you want to give it. Okay, then RSA and PAN. Let's create the key pair. As soon as you create this key pair, it's gonna download the key pair. So you can download it somewhere. I'm gonna downloading it in my desktop and saving it here. Okay. So my key pair has been downloaded. Now I'm ready. Now this is the network settings. As of now, let's skip it because we will be learning this networking settings once we go to the VPC part. Okay. And yeah, here you can specify how much storage you want. Okay. Like if you have want 100 GB or whatever, you can provide that number like that. So, but keep in mind that this is the maximum size you can provide for a volume. So that's fine. Our 8 GB is also fine. It's just a learning instance, test instance. So once that is done, we are good to launch our instance. Okay, our successfully we have launched the server. Go to instances and wait for a few minutes until it comes up. You see my instance, it's pending, it's coming up. Okay, now you see it's running. Okay, now our server is ready to use and we can log in into it. So once your server is running, it will be giving you a public IP address that you can use to connect with it. So I'm going to use a tool called Mobile System. It is basically an open SSH client that allow you to connect with the remote servers. We just need to install Mobile System. Once it is installed, you can open the Mobile System application, go to session and click on SSH. Here we need to provide our server IP address. The default username is EC2 user, and under advanced access setting, we need to select that key that we created. So I will go to my desktop and let me find that key. Yeah, this is my test instance key.pan. Open it and under bookmark, you can give it a good name, test instance. Okay, click on OK. As soon as you hit OK, authenticated. Okay, and we will be able to see this page. So I am into my server. You can see EC2 user at this IP address. So we have been logged into our EC2 server. Now we can do anything here. We can install packages, we can create directory, anything. Whatever you do in the Linux server, you can do here. Okay. So that's all about, the EC2 service, that is the infrastructure as a service, where you can create a server and you can log in into it and you can do whatever you want. Okay. And once you don't require the server, you can even make it stop. So as soon as server is stopped, AWS won't charge you. Okay. Or if you want to restart, you can do a reboot from here. Or if you if you don't need the server anymore, you can terminate. Okay, so I'm gonna terminate it now because I don't need it anymore. So yeah, that's all about this AWS service EC2. And we'll continue with the AWS with more services in the coming sessions. Thank you all and have a good day.